Yo, what's going down, man? Happy whatever day you are listening, but you should be listening on a Sunday because it's a pay-per-view Sunday. And, we both are, I'm saying? Oh, yeah. All about the Saturday love, but we're going to move it over to Sunday, too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alexander O'Neal, man, even though he ain't got none of his teeth no more. But he's still the man on the vocals, though. You can definitely show yourself for that. And listen, man, I have prepared the right way. You know what I'm saying? We about to thaw out some wings, and I got another baster. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I got my baster brush, so we can season the base correctly. So that must mean it's time for the Royal Rumble, and that also means that it is time for two black guys such as us that talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. That means it is time for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm Cam from the Port.
And I am J.R. Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbershop Network, home of First Black Champ. Make sure you get all of your episodes there. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube, Hope.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Click the button, bitch.
Click the button. Click the goddamn button and subscribe to us, and you get all of the footage and everything. My bad, I didn't get the footage up last week, but this was a hell of a 5 week. Matter of fact, I got to tell you, I was at urgent care on Wednesday.
Nice.
For the most randomest freak accident ass reason.
I'm glad it's a freak accident on the STD, but what you got?
You know what's funny about that? In the episode of Some Dude Pie, I talk about your ass too. Like, hey
man, you got handed to the corner. Oh. Hey, I thought you were gonna say a story about me, like
no.
Well, you know what? As a caveat here, let me tell a story about myself. When I went to the emergency room, before it was urgent care. So, Bang and I went to a destination, and I don't want to say this destination because people might feel a way after hearing this story later. Right? Yeah. If they ever hear this story, but I had a nice few romps in the new area that I wasn't, privy to before, and happened to go to the bathroom, examine myself, and I seen a mysterious bump that I did not see about 4 days prior.
Uh-oh.
So I won't even lie to you all. I'm in my early to mid 20s, and I ain't gonna front. Although I had no symptoms, I had no anything super alarming or painful. I thought I had fucking herpes when I got back to the motherfucking crib. and I had condoms. Condoms on that. I wasn't raw dogging the entire weekend, but you just never know. I thought I had fucking herpes. I freaked out. I sped over to the emergency room to get checked out because I was like, yo, this fucking bitch gave me herpes. I'm coming back there. I'm killing every fucking body. I knew I was gonna fucking kill every fucking body.
Only y'all will get this content on First Black Champ, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
This is it. This is how we kick off a wrestling podcast. Be clear. and sure enough, and look, but the doctor made it no better. Because he was like, well, why do you think you got it? And I was like, because I've been fucking all weekend, man. I'm like, what you talking about? Like I ran the gauntlet this weekend.
Like, what you think, man? What you think?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. And then like all he did was he gave me a prescription for fucking Valtrex. And I'm like, oh. Why will you not just like test me like for real? Like you're looking at my dick like I am. Like
swab the deck, fam. Swab the deck.
Right, something. Do something. So then cried a little bit. Back to the car. knew I needed a second opinion. I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not going out like this. I am not going out with fucking herpes. Somebody got to tell me something for real. Went scheduled with like a primary care physician at the clinic.
There you go.
Then he shot me the real deal. He was like, so you're in here for herpes? I was like, well, yeah, I hope I ain't got that shit. Look, I went to the emergency room. Dude looked at me, prescribed me some Zoloft. I didn't go pick it up. Like, fam, I just want to know what these fucking bumps are. like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, it's acne. I said, what? I was like, it's acne. He was like, oh, yeah. He was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes, sweat build up, oil, it's, it's just, acne or maybe hair bumps, but they wouldn't be hair bumps all the way down here. I was like, right. I was like, and look, I Googled it. So it don't look like none of the pictures I've seen on the internet, but I want to make sure it don't turn into that shit. And he was like, oh, no, man, no, listen. He was like, is it burning while you pissing? I was like, no. He was like, any discomfort or discharge? I was like, no. He was like, no, man, for real. Even if it's just acne, it's gonna go away. He was like, trust me, if you had herpes, you'd fucking feel it. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I was gonna murder somebody. Man. I'm so glad you cleared this up for me.
Thank you. You just saved a life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. You literally just saved a life. So I clicked my heels, paid the copay, got to the crib, and then that encouraged me to start manscaping and examining at a higher level ever since that moment. So,
man.
So, so with sharing that story, I almost thought I was in a worse situation than you had encountered.
See, God don't like ugly. That's what that was.
But it happened before. But it happened before that, though.
Oh man! Fuck.
It happened way before that. Hey, I was in Woodridge when that happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We was in Aurora when that shit happened.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck. I just hit home. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag NLE, bitch. No, hashtag legendary NLE, bitch.
Bitch, you got that right. But you know what's funny? You know what's I won't call it funny, but what's wild is the transition, which is one of my worries about tonight. There was an internet rumor that went off. It was in the trades. It was in the dirt sheets that Keith Lee and Mia Yim had COVID.
Yeah.
COVID. So that's why you haven't seen them on TV. And it's a possibility that you won't see either tonight's Royal Rumble. Let me get this tweet out because I sent it to y'all yesterday. So, of course, Keith Lee is my pick tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Like, that's my pick. He's been my run. It's been him or Bobby Lashley. That's been my running pick. So, of course, I sent it in the group chat like, fuck, man. What the fuck? Who I'm going to pick now? And I do have a change in my pick. I have a caveat in my picks. But I'm going to read this tweet from Mia Yim that was like, oh, okay, but then like, oh, fuck. So this was a tweet that she sent out yesterday at 12:57 p.m. She said, this morning around 10:30 a.m., I debunked the rumor stating that I was positive with COVID. For that, I must make a statement. I've been getting tested every week for several months now, and all have been negative. I was negative last week. I got tested this afternoon, and less than an hour ago, I got tested less than an hour ago, and it came back positive. Please respect my privacy. Please stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and see y'all soon.
Damn it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Mia Yim's boyfriend is Keith Lee. They sleep together.
Yeah.
They've probably had sex within this time. Content tracing. And when you're around somebody that has COVID, they're going to tell you to sit your ass down for 14 days.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to change my pick. Because I don't unless Keith Lee ain't been around her for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, unless he's going to be 29 and he's going to wait outside till one person is in the ring.
Right. Unless he's going to be number 30 and they're just like, let's wait. You ain't got it. I go. He's not going to be in this Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to change my pick today. All right. Okay. We're going to go through these matches again because there's been some additions that we must talk about. But yes, I'm going to change my pick based off of the fact that content tracing and being around somebody who has been exposed to COVID changes everything for said person. So, I mean, first off, we hope everything goes well with Mia Yim. Hopefully, she stays healthy and all of that. She's good. Hopefully, Keith Lee, same thing, that he's straight, that he's good. And I would be disappointed to not see Keith Lee in tonight's Royal Rumble, but I understand. So I'm gonna go to start with the new matches that has been added to the Royal Rumble. We talked about one last week that we expected to be added, and it has been added. Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, is an interesting tidbit that I had learned last night while watching the WWE backstage on Fox on FS1, which came back last night. I don't know if this is going to be an every week thing now, but it came back last night for the Royal Rumble. Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Sasha Banks, this title reign is her longest title reign. I think they said it was 67 days or something, 60 plus days at one time. Her longest title reign before that was 27 days, which confirms everything you say about Carmella when she means Sasha Banks when she gets the belt. She loses at the pay-per-view. So do we think Carmella with her what's that sommelier? Her Virgil. Her Jesse Small, her Virgil, Reginald. Do you think they take it home the belt, or will Sasha Banks' title reign continue?
I'm conflicted here because obviously my pick any other time should be and is Sasha Banks, but we have a very curious case here where two women superstars have been rebranded in hopes of taking it to the next level. One gets a new swag and one gets a valet.
Right. With a little bit of new swag.
What's up?
I said with a little bit of new swag because shit has been boosted up.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, and usually a pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble is set to put over the newer character. So that would lean towards Carmella and Virgil or Virgil, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're calling Virgil because he's French, you know what I'm saying? But
oh man, let's get it.
But Sasha Banks though, see, here's the thing. I'm thinking forward to WrestleMania, and right now, Carmella versus anybody ain't moving tickets to WrestleMania for me.
Not even with the limited amount of seating.
Yeah, it just ain't. So I'm still gonna go Sasha Banks, but I won't front, especially since they've already let us know that this is Sasha Banks' longest title run, and she really don't need a belt, but fuck all that. Black women need titles, period. I'm still picking Sasha Banks, although I do understand that if this becomes the moment, a defining moment for Carmella to then move forward and have a hell of a 2021 to build another woman up. But hell, she already is a two-time Money in the Bank winner. I think she did win the SmackDown Women's Championship before, I think once. So I mean, I look at that like, hey man, give her the summer to do whatever she want to do, or send her over to Raw, whatever. But right now, I think it's still time for Sasha Banks build up that cachet, get her WrestleMania title match where she comes in as the champ. I think that is more important than Carmella and Virgil. You know what I'm saying? At this time in 2021.
Virgil.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not as conflicted as you are. I'm going with Sasha Banks. I'm just interested in how they're gonna, like the Royal Rumble itself for the women's. I think they have their favorites, but I almost think it's a pick 'em, and I'm gonna go and explain about that a little bit later. But either way it go, I'm going with Sasha here to keep the belt. And I think that's where it's gonna go and going to stay until WrestleMania. The newest match, the newest match has been added to the card, the women. Asuka and Charlotte Flair, like expected. versus Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler for the women's championship. I'm gonna go Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think is let's get the belts off of Asuka and Charlotte to tease the tension because Asuka's the champ. So you got, and of course she's the champ, and Charlotte wants that belt more than she wants this tag team belts. I don't foresee Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler winning the battle royal, the Royal Rumble. But I also believe that they have been teased, and this has always been a tease for Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. So this is going to help go that direction. So get the belts off of them. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, your champs tonight.
Well, I agree with you but then I got to make a change because if Nia and Shayna win the titles tonight, I don't expect Shayna Baszler to win the Royal Rumble now. Like it would. She don't need that much decoration to kick off the new year
at all.
So, the tag titles on Charlotte and Asuka are an afterthought now because now the whole Lacey Evans thing with Ric Flair, that's a whole different story. Asuka getting her ass washed up by Bliss. Oh damn it! No, not you. I'm trying to fuck. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Because my damn what came on when I said the name.
Oh yeah, but I see
Bliss. Yeah, my bad. Okay. So you know what? I'll go Nia and Shayna too. Then I'll change my pick. That means I got to pick. I'll change my Royal Rumble pick, and we will circumvent back to that. But yeah, because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. The tag titles are again an afterthought. This would have been the perfect time for the Riot Squad to get the title match, but they are owed a rematch, so it is what it is. But yeah, Shayna and Nia winning tonight make perfect sense.
And I'm making a change to my women's pick too. Because last week I had picked Alexa Bliss. And I was thinking about going there, but I don't think she needs the belt no more. But we're gonna talk about that coming up a little bit later. Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg singles match, WWE Championship. I don't expect this match to be no longer than 5 minutes. And I expect Drew McIntyre to come out on top going up against Goldberg. Who you got?
My pick is still The Miz, and I'm not gonna waver on that, even though all the teasing that they did for it kind of pissed me off because now it doesn't become as big of a surprise. But I mean, all this shit with just the Money in the Bank, like I'm conflicted on how much the Money in the Bank matters right now. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm still gonna pick The Miz because all this shit ending tonight would just be better to move forward as a champ. I think more than anything with all of this, I think what you said a few weeks ago about how, man, Raw is kind of in the shitter because the champ ain't hot like that. The champ ain't moving the tickets like that. So anything that could happen tonight where we get a title change and the Money in the Bank dropped and just a chance to start over as we go into the next couple pay-per-views and into WrestleMania, I think is just good for just Raw in general tonight.
Yeah. Like I have a caveat for this one too, because last week I picked The Miz as well. But when I saw what I saw on Monday, I was like, nah, they're not gonna do that. If anything, the title will change hands tomorrow.
Okay.
So either way it go, like I'm picking Drew McIntyre tonight. But here's my caveat: if Goldberg wins tonight, he's losing the belt tomorrow on Raw to The Miz.
Okay. And I like that too. 24 hours for that bitch. Get out of here.
Yeah, because exactly what you said and what we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? Whether you agree or not, the ratings for Raw has been slipping.
Yeah.
The Money in the Bank traditionally has been a booster.
Yeah.
And to your point, like if it does not get cashed in this week, and what I mean by this week, I mean, we look at Raw too. I mean, SmackDown too. Because I also have a caveat for that match. Caveats on. Because I've been thinking. But that's my thing. Is like, shit, what are we doing with this thing? And especially with that being the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, you gotta get this out the way.
Right.
Which goes to my next match. Roman Reigns versus versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Here's my second caveat here before I pass it to you. Well, not a caveat, just don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if The Miz cashes in on one of these two wrestlers. It's a last man standing match.
Right. True.
And I was like, you have to give this match between them two a different flick. You had a regular singles match, you had a cage match. Now it's a last man standing match. But it's a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble with the Money in the Bank still out there. And even Daniel Bryan on SmackDown yesterday made it clear that at least with the Royal Rumble winner, I get to choose.
Right.
They've been making that same shit clear for Money in the Bank. They just ain't really been blatant with it.
Right. Yep.
And just as well as The Miz got his shit back because John Morrison gave it to him, just as well as Kevin Owens could win tonight, but be down. And then you hear, oh, I'm awesome. And then The Miz come in with the pin. Or Roman Reigns as well. Setting up 2 pay-per-views between WrestleMania now. It's 2. Miz ain't got to keep it to WrestleMania.
Right.
But he can cash in that Money in the Bank with any one of them.
Right.
Imagine a pissed off Roman Reigns. Mad because of a fluke-ass title loss.
Right.
So my prediction is still Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens. Because I said last week it's Kevin Owens winning it. But he doesn't have to keep it until WrestleMania.
Right.
But don't be surprised, because it's a last man standing match, that The Miz gets that belt tonight.
No doubt. I have a pending guarantee base for that, but I literally need to, like, this week has to happen. The Royal Rumble has to happen and Raw has to happen before I give this next guarantee that you just made me think of. Because it would be a history repeating moment as well for everybody that's been watching wrestling since like the early 2000s. So I'll table that though. But yes, makes a lot of sense. And a triple threat last man standing match we've never seen before. And for both of them to be put down and Miz and Morrison come out, cash in, put them both down for the 10 count makes perfect sense. Miz doesn't have to get the 3 count on either one of them in that situation. It's not like Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Yeah, shit. Makes sense.
Because what if they're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. 7, 8, 9, 10. The Miz could win the belt if they keep it a last man standing match. He could win the belt and they had to do shit because he tried to do the same thing in the ladder match.
Yeah. And which they will, because the match is the match. Like, you don't then have to win it, like, just like, I mean, because the rule is just like when Seth Rollins crashed WrestleMania. Oh, it's a triple threat match now. Oh, but it's still for the the WWE title at the time. And first person with the pinfall wins. That's what happened. Last man standing matches don't have pin counts.
There you go. So
wow.
So that's
actually more compelling too. I won't even lie. That's more compelling.
Hey, look, man. I've thrown in my hat in the ring about right. Help out some of these joints. So did you pick? Did you pick Roman Reigns or Kevin Owens? You picked Roman Reigns.
No, I didn't. Even though I like your whole setup, I'm still going Roman Reigns because I think this is just cool for them to for this story to end like this. Like, I mean, part of the tribal chief and the dominance is that he's making sure that nobody beats him ever. Like, and I think the best way, if we're going with Kevin Owens being a face, I think he does have to lose because it heightens the heel that is Roman Reigns. Okay. I still want to stick with my whole the whole table, like the table comes out tonight. I'm still sticking with that. And yeah, man, I want to see Roman Reigns dominate. Like, I know people might get it confused with like Brock Lesnar title runs, but I do like seeing dominant heel champions, like people that, man, we can't fuck with dude, and it is what it fucking is. like for right now.
The whole point is to chase the champ.
Yeah,
and when it's better to chase the heel champ, unless you have a heel factory to give to the face champ, and it's not a heel factory right now.
No, at all. And for the heels that are healing, none of them are healing harder than Roman Reigns.
Exactly. So, all right, women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
30 women. I'm interested to see a couple of surprises here as well. Not just in NXT, but outside of the company. You know, NXT UK, along with Raw and SmackDown, and you know, maybe Medusa pop up. I don't know. But you know, who else? Like, Medusa's really like the last one left. That
right. Or I mean, Molly Holly could show back up again.
She like Trish Stratus, Molly Holly, Lita, like Kelly.
And you know what? Let's keep it towards the crib though, especially for you, Victoria tonight. How about Victoria like number 11?
There we go. You know,
pop that ass though, Victoria. Stop the bullshit. Pop that ass though, like you was in like 1997.
I ain't the lady to mess with. Cool. All right, but who you got in the match tonight? Who's winning the Royal Rumble Women's Edition?
Okay, so originally, ladies and gentlemen, I did pick Shayna Baszler to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to change that. Okay. I'm going to change that as well as give a guarantee with my pick for this Royal Rumble. Okay?
All right.
And based on what I've seen happen the last few weeks on SmackDown, I got Lacey Evans entering the Royal Rumble at number 3 and winning the Women's Royal Rumble with the help of Ric Flair. That's what I got. That's what
Yo, that comes true, fam.
Cause fam. One, we know Vince want to put blondes over.
Yep.
Because that's what the core demo loves. Second, the Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans trifecta, triangle of terror, whatever you want to call it, is only gonna heighten from a moment like a pay-per-view.
Yep.
We already said that we expect Asuka and Charlotte to lose the tag team titles tonight.
Yep.
That automatically puts Charlotte right in the run for the Raw Women's Championship. Lacey Evans wins the Royal Rumble. She don't gotta face Sasha Banks because, hey, let's face it, we've seen that.
Yep.
Fuck that. That would leave Charlotte Flair to face Lacey Evans at the Royal Rumble with Ric Flair on the outside, because now he's teaching. What's up?
You said at WrestleMania, not the Royal Rumble.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. No, yeah, at WrestleMania, because when she wins the Royal Rumble, that's her ticket to WrestleMania. And and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you have to pick who you're facing for the title like this week.
No, you don't.
So Lacey Evans can wait till Charlotte get the belt and be like, yeah, now I'm about to whoop you in front of your daddy at WrestleMania.
Damn. And almost make it, oh wow, make it father versus daughter. Damn, your shit cooler than mine.
So to circle it back around, my Royal Rumble pick for Royal Rumble 2021 for the women, Lacey Evans draws number 3, wins the Royal Rumble with the help of Ric Flair.
And if you guys don't understand the significance of number 3, Ric Flair famously entered the Royal Rumble in 1992 at number 3, outlasting all of those men in record timing to win the WWF Championship at Royal Rumble 92, the greatest Royal Rumble of all time, which we'll talk about a little bit later. My prediction is not as cool as yours, but my predictions change, and I'm picking Rhea Ripley to win tonight's Royal Rumble.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think that last year was supposed to be a WrestleMania moment, but COVID happened. I believe that they have big plans and big things ahead of her. She had the last woman standing match with Raquel Gonzalez, and she lost that match, so she's been away. And it's a matter of time before she debuts. She's one of the surprise entrants tonight, and I believe that she's going to win the Royal Rumble. But similar to what you said, I believe that Charlotte ends up the women's champion, and she faces Charlotte Flair in a return bout at WrestleMania, this time for the Raw Women's Championship.
Okay. Hey, either way, ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte is going to be the champ at WrestleMania, is what we're saying.
Basically.
Sorry, but that is what it is. And you know what? The 4 horsewomen will remain in the title toggle.
Yeah.
But they really do be the best women on the shows. Like,
yeah.
They're still that. Like, granted, I know that I was overdone on watching Charlotte too, but if y'all really do watch more when she got the belt, and if y'all really do watch more when she on TV versus not, I see people complain about her moonsault and shit like that, but the bottom line is, if she's moving the tickets, she gonna get the titles.
She gonna get the titles. And now the men's match. It was announced last night on WWE Backstage that Randy Orton and Old Man Edge will enter 1 and 2 at this year's Royal Rumble, which means that they're going to be in there for quite some time. Ladies and gentlemen, they are in my final 8. I'll say that. And Natalia picked number 30, so
yes,
it's not gonna matter. Yeah, but Randy Orton and Edge is number 1 and number 2, so they're gonna kick it off. But who do you have winning the men's Royal Rumble? Has it changed or what? What's good?
Man, I'll tell you what. I picked AJ Styles. I'm gonna stay with AJ Styles, even though now I feel like I'm wrong. Like, I feel like I'm wrong going into it now. But I'm going to tell y'all why I'm wrong, even though I'm standing with AJ Styles. Because now we're telling too many stories about people who need to win the Royal Rumble, or else they're going to die not winning the Royal Rumble.
So pause, because I'm glad that you said that. I am so glad that you said that.
Okay.
Because Daniel Bryan pissed me off.
Man.
For the last couple of weeks. I gotta win the Royal Rumble. I've not won the Royal Rumble. I gotta win the Rumble. It might be my last chance. Gotta win the Rumble. Gotta win the Rumble. And then what's the red herring for me is that, to me, Daniel Bryan is not gonna win the Royal Rumble while he's aligned to Chad Gable and Otis.
Sorry. But he need to be Captain Planet, or he needs to be like Super Yes Man. You know what I'm saying?
But the Alpha Academy, no. That's just a way to help 2 guys get over.
Right.
But yeah, it's like too many people that's like, oh, I gotta win a Rumble for this. I gotta get it. It's too much desperateness.
Yeah. Yep.
Desperation. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. I mean, shit. Edge cut a top 15 promo of his career.
Yeah.
About the fucking Royal Rumble. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, is he gonna be like 27? But then they say he's 1-2. Like, so now they're 1-2, and I'm like, oh, so they're gonna be 1-2, like you said, they're gonna be in the final 8. And because if they go out before number 20 arrives, then this was all for nothing. So it's no point of telling us who 1 and 2 are. What, 24 hours, maybe 48 hours before the Rumble?
Yep.
If they're not going to be focal points of the show. And then I also don't like all the promo of one of the, I can't even front on it, one of the greatest pops ever, not just for a Royal Rumble, but for pay-per-views, period, is when Edge showed up at the Royal Rumble last year.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's too much propaganda about all the guys that's got to win it. That's got me thinking, hey, man, they about to just feed this Rumble to get the desperate guys out the way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how they gave Batista 2.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Triple H got 2 or 3. Like, the Undertaker won a Royal Rumble. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think Stone Cold is the only 3-time winner.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, that is right. And that's why he is, this is for WWE. That's why he is Mr. Royal Rumble, guys. Like, he won the most. Like, sorry, that's just how it goes. Like, Steve Austin is the king of the Royal Rumble.
So, Keith Lee was my original winner. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that Keith Lee is going to be available tonight.
Damn it.
If he's available tonight, he's my pick.
Okay.
But of course, because of COVID, there's a COVID caveat.
Absolutely.
So my caveat here is it's still going to be a black man that's going to win this Royal Rumble.
Okay.
We're still going to make history here. It's just going to be Big E.
Oh. Okay.
And it switched.
Even with the Christmas cardigans?
Yeah.
Hey, Biggie, hey, bruh, you wilding with the Christmas cardigans with no shirt.
Man, like, bruh, what do you think, bruh? Get them off.
Absolutely.
Get the pecs off. But look, I was gonna go Bobby Lashley because in the transition into Raw, this whole decision within the hurt business is blowing me.
Yeah.
And even in it seemed like it's jealousy they're trying to put it with Shelton Benjamin. So unless you're about to tell me that Shelton Benjamin's out and he's about to be replaced by somebody, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like I want it to be Bobby Lashley. I want this dissension to be all the rules. And then next thing you know, it's like, hey, we got a winner here. It's Bobby Lashley. We tricked y'all all along. Bobby Lashley, he's picked the winner, but he picked the Raw champion. And there we go. We got him and Drew McIntyre. The way it should have been.
Right.
But then I saw Big E last night. I mean, watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
And hey, when he got that hot tag, G. The best looking shit that happened in that main event, other than Braun Strowman running that. Yeah. He got that hot tag, and it was rap. And I said to myself, that looks like a man that's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Different red herrings will be popped in different places.
Yeah.
I think that was him. That was his.
Okay.
I think that was his. And with that being said, I'm choosing Big E to win the Royal Rumble. The good thing about it is that you could really look at Big E and he could choose either one.
Right.
And it's going to be a dope hard-hitting match.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to create the storyline around it. You could go with the Roman Reigns and talk about the Paul Heyman shit, or you could go with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because if Drew McIntyre loses the championship, he's going heel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's another thing that I'm throwing out there.
Nice.
So if Keith Lee, remember my prediction is Keith Lee wins the Royal Rumble and he chooses Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Roman Reigns gets pissed because he can't choose his opponent, whatever. They start going back to Survivor Series 2019, the fist pound. I'm gonna see you again, big homie. All that shit. But if it's not Big E, if it's not Keith Lee, it's gonna be Big E.
Okay. All right. So with that, real quick, because we always know that there's the winner of the Royal Rumble and there's the standout performers of the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So who do you think for the men will be the standout performer at the Royal Rumble?
It depends if he's in the Rumble or not.
Okay.
But I'm going to pick Omos.
Okay.
Because to your point, I think AJ Styles is going to have a great showing in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
It's almost like I've been watching the Royal Rumble all week. It's almost like CM Punk in his new Nexus joint. When they was throwing everybody out. I don't think they're going to do that like they did last year again.
Right.
But Omos is going to be his protector.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get a lot of people out before they throw his big ass out.
Yeah.
So I think Omos is going to have a Diesel night.
Okay.
So that's my pick for the men. Okay. For the women, I think it's going to be Bianca Belair.
Yeah, one more time.
She's not going to win it, but she's going to shine again because it's going to make us believe that she's going to win it. In fact, I believe the final two is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll give you my top four. And I truly believe that this woman's going to be in tonight's Royal Rumble. My top four is going to be Rhea Ripley, who's going to win it, Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Ronda Rousey.
Okay. Oh, I really caught that.
And you know what? Because I also believe, my mind state has changed.
Okay.
I also believe that Ronda Rousey will be facing Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
Rhea Ripley wins. She goes up against Charlotte Flair. And Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey.
And what makes perfect sense with what you're saying for everybody that really pays attention to detail at WrestleManias and pay-per-views and all of that, Ronda Rousey showed up at a Royal Rumble. And then she was a champ at the next Royal Rumble. And then she was gone.
Bingo.
Damn it, yeah. And I could see her definitely coming in around 25 and just being out there. Yeah, that is way more logical than not. Hey, better to use a number on Ronda Rousey than Beth Phoenix, no disrespect.
Even though I believe Beth Phoenix is going to be in this Royal Rumble too.
Yeah, I can see it. She is active. She looks great. She took a nice RKO last year.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, speaking of RKOs, the transition, Raw. And I want to start off with Alexa Bliss. I picked Alexa Bliss to win the Royal Rumble last week because of her run. But then looking at Alexa Bliss this week, and Alexa Bliss to me is officially at Jake the Snake territory. She don't need the belt.
Yeah.
At all. She don't need it at all. I think she's gonna have a big moment at WrestleMania, but she don't need that belt at all. But she took a motherfucking RKO out this world.
Yo. Hey, Randy Orton. Hey, wait, first though, did you see the cartoon that somebody made on Instagram? Nia Jax reposted it. It had Randy Orton sitting on a in the chair, kicked back, where every woman he RKO'd had on his wall. Hey, I was like, damn, he really did RKO the shit out of all these ladies. Fam, that is hilarious.
Fabulous Moolah.
Mm-hmm.
Keebler. I remember that. That's the break.
Yeah. After you kissed her in the mouth.
Yes, he did. Trish Stratus, Stephanie McMahon, Nia Jax at the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Beth Phoenix and Alexa. Wow.
Hilarious.
Wow. And he just said, yeah. Whoever made that one, they won.
Yeah, absolutely. That was funny as shit. But yes, Bliss is killing it. She is officially, and I want to say this correctly, and I want to say this with absolutely no cap in my world.
Okay.
Bliss, because I don't want to have my tablet go crazy again. Bliss is the greatest women's wrestler character of where we sit right now.
Ooh.
Of all time. Character, ladies and gentlemen, not wrestler, not champion, greatest character.
Damn.
Now granted, I ain't gonna front. It's not really difficult because you really only got to beat Luna Vachon, right?
That's what I was going. I was like, damn, it's her or Luna.
Right. Like, ain't Trish wasn't a really character like that. I could see Lita, Extreme Team Lita being in your top 5. Right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Schizo Victoria, I got that pretty high, honestly.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, the Glamazon is really not a character like that, but totally dig it. I mean, shit. Yeah, I mean, you said who?
We putting valets in this too?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because my top 3 characters, okay, ladies and gentlemen,
right,
would be Alexa Bliss at this point of where she is right now, and even character transition and development. I think she's clearly number 1. Like her character is 0 to 60 from when she started. She started with a goddamn blue tutu, kissing shit, blowing kisses.
Right.
Now she's crazy. But Alexa would be number 1. Luna Vachon would be number 2. And Sensational Sherry in the Macho Man years would be 2B. They were tied.
Yeah. And again, Sensational Sherry, super dope. Like, again, that's the first woman character I've recognized. I'll say as recognized as being an actual character.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That was different than high heels and boobs.
Right. Exactly. Like, because like even Sister Sherry is like a character even in herself.
Yeah, it is.
But when she's the Macho Queen, though, that's platinum, not gold, platinum. Every single time the camera is on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, Bliss character. No, number one now. Because and granted, like I said, I'm not saying that she had to beat a lot of people, but I'll tell you this. She's also, in my view, a top 50 for sure, top 30, we can argue character, period, right now.
Oh, she's top 5 right now.
Hey, right now?
Right now?
No, she's number 1.
Yeah.
Until Bray comes back.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because Bray is the greatest new character, right?
Yeah.
He's the greatest new one. But like 2021, 2020, no, it's Alexa Bliss. She's the best character in wrestling.
I ain't mad at that at all.
Yeah. Like, you know, we gotta make sure people can be clear. Don't get us fucked up. It's like, no, I still stand by. Ever since, like, every version of Bray Wyatt has been the best character of this era.
Right.
But for years, if we're counting years, like how like LeBron is the greatest player of this generation, but we give Steph and KD like a year.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You're right. But like, where do you see this going? Like, as we enter the road to WrestleMania, where does Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt fit?
That's such a difficult question, honestly, because I feel like they can do anything, and doing anything ain't necessarily getting title matches, but it's making sure you got prominent faces on your programs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be in their best interest to change somebody else for them to join along the ride. Maybe a tag team, male or female, because there's still some titles that need quote relevance or extra added importance. And I won't front, man. The Riot Squad and Alexa Bliss, man, with fucking Bray,
Liv Morgan herself.
Yeah,
Hey, that crazy, bro.
Because that's the next one. She's gotten really great.
I thought she was last to be D1.
Yeah. It's still, but it's still in though. It's still in. She's in my last four for the Rumble tonight.
Trying to make sure I put this the right way so it don't sound like a dick to everybody else.
Okay. But
I think Alexa Bliss is playing the hardest character to portray.
Word. No, for a fact.
Anybody on the roster. So it's high reward here. Mm-hmm. High risk, high reward with that character, and I think it's been working out correctly, right?
Oh yeah.
And what I will say now, I'll go on record as saying I'm more excited about this WrestleMania than I have for any in quite some time.
Okay.
Because you can almost guess the matches these last couple of years.
Yep, for sure.
Like, who didn't know Drew McIntyre was going up against Brock Lesnar?
Right. Right.
We don't even know if Brock Lesnar is going to be in tonight's Royal Rumble.
Right.
And if he's in tonight's Royal Rumble, all bets are off. I think he's winning. Because it's Brock.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially what we saw in his dominance the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't look at anybody on this card and just say for sure, this is who I believe is going to wrestle this person day 1 and day 2.
Right.
Can't. So I'm excited about the possibilities. With that being said, however, you look at some people on the roster and compare them to other people on the rosters as far as like putting together the match. And I hope they're not shut out of a match. Mm-hmm. I hope this is not like they're the host or they're just going to be around like the boogeyman pops up. No.
Right.
Like Randy Orton tried to kill you. Do we revisit that?
Right.
Does Edge get involved? Do they turn somebody and then it's rated RKO back?
Right.
Because even them two with their war has the potential of being like, we're better friends than we are enemies.
Right.
Let's bring our rated RKO back.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And them starting at 1 and 2 is just not for them to get their hands on each other one more time.
Right. So you got that. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm just hoping that they don't get caught up in somebody trying to make a mega card and they put them against somebody they ain't really got no business putting them with.
Agreed.
Like looking at I don't want to see Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. It should be somebody that needs to really benefit, like Bray Wyatt versus Elias. Like Elias, look, hey, if I might put this together on the game. If it ends up Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, the Riot Squad, and Elias, I'm in. I'm all the fuck in.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm just hoping that they don't drop the ball on matches.
Yeah.
Right? Like you even look at Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle beat the blacks.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Right. Like all of it. We mentioned it a little bit in the show, which caused a little bit of distinction in the ranks of the Hurt business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but him and Cedric Alexander popped off nice.
Yeah.
In that match.
Yeah.
So,
that was a good moment.
Like, is it let's angle Cedric prime Alexander for more? I don't know. You know, he did win and he did retain a cruiserweight championship, making him, I believe, the first black person to retain a major title, or him and The Rock, one or the other. Because I think The Rock did The Rock retain his title against Ken Shamrock?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
There you go. So I think this also puts Raw in a position to reset.
Yeah.
With a lot of things that's going on too. So let's move over to SmackDown.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot to move on to. I don't think it was a lot really to pay attention to. Bianca Belair beats Bayley. So what do you think that means for her in the Rumble? Because I'll tell you, that's the main reason why I did not pick her.
Yeah. The post interview did it for me. Like, yo, you're not getting 2 milestones in a month, especially not within 72 hours.
Yeah, they definitely made it like I'm so very happy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. You know what? Above all, though, I'm glad to see that the fix is in and the battery is in the back of a black wrestler, though. Like, if I could just, you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, we seen it with Kofi, but that was a technicality.
Right.
Like, they don't have any reason to have to do this for Bianca Belair. So, wow, I can't wait for her Hall of Fame speech. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. I can't wait for her Hall of Fame speech. But this is just going to be like another great showing. She already holds the elimination record. I think she keeps that intact. I think she gets to the final few. But not yet for Bianca Belair. And I am perfectly fine with that, because her going over on Bayley, aka her going over on a 4-horsewoman, is still a great way to kick off the year that she is going to have. And even if she don't get a legit title shot until 2022, I think we all win, because we are really not supposed to be used to everybody getting their title shots and even their title reigns when they're on the rise. Yeah. It's when you're established as being that dude or that chick that it happens for you. So I'm happy to see this.
Yeah, that's definitely like I saw her win and it's like, oh, I can't believe I beat Bayley, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, right. I let you know. It's like, oh shit, you're on your emotional high. So you'll be out in the last 10 minutes.
Right, you're so very happy to be here. Shit. Fuck. So, but then transitioning to SmackDown, Roman Reigns turned the TV off on niggas.
Right. Hey. Cut this shit off. I don't want to hear this shit you're talking about no more.
And he started getting mad, and Roman Reigns is like, hey, I'll talk to this.
Right. He's like, yo, all right, man.
So,
it reminded me of all the Cameron skits where the girls be like going crazy. Fuck you, Cam. He's like, hey, yo, don't call me no more.
Like, the reasons that we're here.
It's like, well, shut the fuck up.
Yo, you're right. Right.
Cameron, what about my kids? Yo, fuck your kids. Are you coming or not, yo?
So I want to transition. That was it. That was the only really interesting shit that came up that we did talk about for SmackDown. So we can't wait tonight. We gave you our predictions. We gave you some of our recaps. Now let's have a semi-oral history or semi-real nigga oral history of the Royal Rumble. We've kind of did this before, but we're going to go on a different route.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Royal Rumble, because I think to me, the Royal Rumble has always been a transitional champion of pay-per-views. And this is what I mean. This is where you transition. This is where you start, but this is also where you start to figure out who you have and who you don't have. For example, Diesel, and how Diesel became a big figure in the WWE, partly because of his dominance in the Royal Rumble. And it depends on how long you're in spots too, because you got somebody like Keith Lee, who was in last year's Rumble for a short time, but the respect that was given to him by Brock Lesnar shows you is like, okay, this ain't no bitch. Kane is another person. It's like, oh shit. He formerly had the record after Diesel about, like, I think most people thrown out. And Braun Strowman, like, the big guys always expected to dominate, and then everybody team up and throw them out.
Right.
So just again to give people a brief history on the Royal Rumble, because we also want to give the man who created the Royal Rumble his flowers. He passed away a couple of weeks ago, Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson his flowers. Pat Patterson came up with the inception of the match. He came up with the match. They debuted it at a couple of house shows just to see how it goes. But then the first one that was on TV happened to happen on January 24th, 1988 in Hamilton, Ontario at Cops Coliseum. Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who entered at 13, was the winner of the first ever Royal Rumble. But we're also going to talk about matches too, because people don't know that the main event of that pay-per-view was the Islanders, Haku and Tama versus the Young Stallions, and the 2 out of 3 fall match. Now, yes, we're talking about the Islanders, which is Haku and Tama. We love Haku, Tama, Samoan SWAT team member.
Right.
Going up against the Young Stallions.
Hey, my guys too at the time.
How?
Yeah. Hey, yo, I really like the Young Stallions too, by the way. Like, those are my guys.
Yeah, I like the Young Stallions too. Like, when you go back and you, like, if you watch some of the old WWE shit, like I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, it's like, yo, man, the Young Stallions were supposed to be Strike Force.
Word. Facts. And based on what everybody liked in the 80s specifically, like as far as like look and prowess and all of that, like, yeah, that team should have went. Like, if Jim Powers was 6'8", he'd probably be a 3-time WWF champion.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
So started now, and again, I had talked about when we had talked about this last year, how I came across the Royal Rumble was I was watching Little Shop of Horrors, and they had the countdown to the Royal Rumble on TV. So I watched Little Shop of Horrors mainly to get ready to watch the Royal Rumble.
Okay. And
that's how Little Shop of Horrors became one of my favorite movies of all time.
Hey, makes sense.
Right. Like, this shit's actually dope. They singing, but shit, this shit's dope. Yeah. So how did you come across the Royal Rumble?
Man, I'm gonna say, because it has to be, especially when I look at the lineup of winners, it had to be my cousin Nellie house. Rest in peace to her. Unfortunately, she died the day before my birthday too. Jesus. Which is also Mother's Day. Well, before Mother's Day weekend. But my cousin Nellie was who I used to go to her house on Miami Street in Freeport and watch all the pay-per-views. And my definite first memory was Hulk Hogan winning the Royal Rumble. Okay. And I know it took place at her house when we was having Samino's Pizza, and I was on her floor eating Samino's Pizza on Miami Street, and we were going up. She was a big Bret Hart fan, like way before the movement. Like, she was always super big on Bret Hart. Like, she was so pissed at WrestleMania 4. Y'all can Google the rest and figure that out. But yeah, like, she was so high on Bret Hart. I'll never forget that. And I was like, damn, why she love Bret Hart so much? And then he ended up becoming one of the greatest ever. You know what I mean?
Blaster though.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love the Ghetto Blaster and in every sense of the word. But yeah, that's my memory for sure. My cousin Nelly house on Miami Street, 90s. So I literally did I do not remember Jim Duggan or Big John Studd winning the Royal Rumble in real time. I've never seen those in real time. I have to go back and watch those. Mine starts right there. And then I think 90 and 91 when I started watching the Royal Rumble.
So the funny thing about the Royal Rumble in 88, when Jim Duggan won, this 5-year-old going on 6-year-old in me was like, who the fuck is this?
Man. And when you think about it, Jim Duggan winning the first Royal Rumble ever and to never main event a pay-per-view ever makes no fucking sense.
Well, let me stop you there.
Okay.
It kind of do if you listen to something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Okay.
Because they did a Jim Duggan episode. I don't know where this falls in the Jim Duggan timeline, but Jim Duggan in the Iron Sheik gets arrested.
Yo.
Jim Duggan, I think, got charged with marijuana possession, whereas the Iron Sheik got charged with cocaine possession.
Jesus.
And they released him from his contract. Also, it's a bad look for wrestling because you want to keep the heels away from the faces and the faces away from the heels.
Absolutely.
So you got a heel in the face, USA heel, Iran USA face, Iran heel.
Right.
Together. But
it's like, yo, what about Desert Storm?
But apparently they had high hopes for Jim Duggan, but he got fired too. They brought him back, but I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to say that Jim Duggan was going to win the world championship, but it wouldn't shock me and surprise me if he was in line for an Intercontinental Championship run.
I can see that because you know what?
It wouldn't surprise me if that the Ultimate Warrior run was meant for Jim Duggan.
Hey, listen. It makes a lot of sense. Speaking of people that didn't need a belt to get over or whatever, Hacksaw Jim Duggan is in the top 3 of that conversation.
Oh, he's number 2.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jim Duggan, and of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, he carry around a 2x4, he yell ho, he like run into you and clothesline the shit out you. Like Jim Duggan is actually like one of the realest nigga wrestlers ever, right?
Effective.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to not absolutely love Jim Duggan. I would like to know that, damn, do you really make him pay for weed possession and hanging out with Iron Sheik that long? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like at that point, you know, like two people. And I might sound crazy to a lot of you that are listening right now, but 2 people that I was wondering that never got into deeper into either just main event status or title runs that I honestly just need to do the knowledge on are Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Hillbilly Jim.
Well,
because
Hillbilly Jim, I think he got hurt.
Yeah, but shit, he got to 93. You know what I'm saying? He got to 93. Like he could easily just been somebody before my time. Like, hey, yo, yeah. And I say that because those 2 guys are kind of cornerstones of everything that Vince was building, right? You got your patriotic, rough and tough white guy that is ready to take on all the odds for America.
Yep.
And then you got the family-friendly guy that loves to entertain the kids, but can fuck you up. Both of them are what?
At the Bushwhackers in there too.
Right. Now, Hillbilly Jim and Hacksaw Jim Duggan put together are John Cena. Like they're John Cena in the post Ruthless Aggression era. John Cena, because he do tribute to the troops and he sell the kids all the shirts.
Wow.
Yo, only thing was he raps. Hey, but hey, look, Hillbilly Jim did his own music too. Don't go messing with a country boy, country boy, country boy. That was his shit.
Wow. Damn.
So yeah, I'm super confused on why Hillbilly Jim and Hacksaw Jim Duggan like never got to one main event.
Nigga, you won. I'm thinking about this more and more like, yeah.
Like, yo, moveset and all. Moveset and all. Look, hey, well, the 5 moves of doom, right? John Cena. You only remember them doing about 4 or 5 moves.
You only remember Jim Duggan doing a clothesline, a body slam, an elbow drop, a shoulder block, the finishing move.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen Jim Duggan do a DDT.
Bruh. Like, yo, just saying. I'm just saying. Like, yo.
You been smoking hella weed. You have to think of that one. You won though.
Hey man.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Like those are my curious cases. I would love to meet these two gentlemen and like let's talk about 87 to 90. Like what the fuck happened?
We might have to do a show where we talk about the mashing of characters equals.
Yeah.
Cause that's 100%.
Like, yo, they both, I mean, granted, they both lean to what Vince establishes his core brand to be. America and family friendly.
We gotta say that now. We gotta say that.
All right, bet. All right. All right, First Black Champ Podcast. We here, man, every single week.
All right, so now that when did the Royal Rumble become a premier event for you?
I'm gonna say, as I look at this, it becomes a premier. It becomes a premier event, man. I think it becomes a premier event with Ric Flair, but I'll say I recognized it at the 1993 Royal Rumble, which is my personal favorite Royal Rumble with Yokozuna. And I say that for this reason. If you look at the list of every Royal Rumble winner, Yokozuna's the first time they take a gamble with a brand new guy.
That's true.
And he wins it.
That's true.
So it's like, oh,
and the title match at WrestleMania.
Right. So I was like, oh, okay. The guy that just got here just won the Royal Rumble. And he's going to WrestleMania. And the year before that, I watch a guy win the Royal Rumble and the title. So 92, 93, but I'll say specifically 1993 for me is when I'll say, bam, okay, we got to start paying attention to this Royal Rumble right here.
92 for me. But if somebody would say, what about the Hulk Hogan years? No, because at that point, I thought it was just a way to put over Hogan.
Yeah. Listen, for everybody that's unclear, you're in the peak of Hulkamania from 1990 and 91, like you're at the peak of it, like it's already going strong, it's thriving or whatever. But yeah, no, by 1991, like Hulk Hogan is becoming the most recognizable athlete in the world.
Yeah, by 1990, he is. Like,
yeah,
it's not
like
question.
Yeah, like Wayne Gretzky and Muhammad Ali, like no, everybody's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Michael Jordan, like everybody's under Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is the biggest thing in sports and or entertainment by 1990.
And we talked about famously about him throwing down Mr. Perfect. And I didn't really fuck with that. We get it. But then the next year, like he threw out the Warlord, Tugboat, and I think one of the Nasty Boys at the same time.
Right. It's like, yo, fair.
Like he came in that bitch just throwing people out. And he came in at 24.
Hey, yo, and I will say this though. Hulk Hogan does have one of the best entrances to a Royal Rumble for exactly what you said. Like he really get right to the shit. Like he was like, and I was like, whoa, like yo, wait.
I'm not wasting no time. Hogan, I will say, I'm not wasting no time. My shirt is coming off before I get to that bitch.
Right.
Or I'm gonna take it out after I throw everybody out. I'm a real American out.
Right. I gotta check I gotta check the stats, but like one of them Royal Rumbles that he wins, it ain't even 30 minutes long.
Madam, I think that's 91.
Because I was like, yo, what the fuck?
You know what?
Because I want to say like one is like.
Let me see, because 31, it just seemed like it. He wasn't for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, no. 90 was an hour.
Okay.
58 minutes, and 91 was an hour and 5. However,
really,
yeah. However, I know what you're talking about because he only spent 21 minutes in the Royal Rumble. Right. On Wikipedia, he spent 21 minutes even.
Like, yo, I'm on the clock, man. I gotta pose for 4 more minutes as the show go off.
He threw out Smash. No. He threw out Smash, Crush, Earthquake to win, actually. Brian Knobbs, the Warlord, and Hulk Hogan. And he threw them all. And Greg the Hammer Valentine. He threw them all within 21 minutes. So you're right. You're right. It's just Hulk Hogan himself was in that bitch for less than 30 minutes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I was like, wait, what? I was like, one of them, I was like, either that Rumble is super short or it gets super short once he gets in. Like, he's like, all right, party's over, guys.
Matter of fact, you thought that was short. Nigga, matter of fact, you might be talking about 90. He spent 12 minutes in the ring.
Yes, that's the one. Because it's like, yo, as soon as he gets in, the shit is like over. He started ASAPing motherfuckers left and right. I was like, damn, like this is Hulkamania running wild. Like this is what the fuck it is.
He threw God. Damn. He was not getting paid by the hour at all. Yeah. But I digress, but yeah, I just thought of them like this was a way to put over Hogan. Now, when they hold up the belt after Tuesday in Texas, and Jack Tunney comes on and he says, hey, the title is going to be on the line. I thought this is what they're going to do for the rest of the Royal Rumble existence. To the point, I missed all that shit from 1993. I thought Yokozuna was the champ.
Hey, I'm with you. I promise to God, I'm with you. So I was like, oh shit, he won the title. Oh shit, because Flair was in it.
He's in it, so he's the champ. So 92 would be the time where I consider it a big event because now you got 30 men going for the title, and then that star power from Roddy Piper to Macho Man, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Sid Justice, The Undertaker, like everybody was in that bitch. Like you knew Skinner wasn't gonna win it.
Right. Shut up, Skinner.
The niggas that came to the press conference had a chance.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
It's like,
okay. Now we just got through talking about when did it become, you know, one of the major pay-per-views for you. Let's talk 19. Let's go from 1988 to, let's say, 1995.
Okay.
No, I'll say 95.
Okay.
We see what goes on, but now we're young watching it now.
Right. Yes, we're teenagers. We're officially teenagers watching this shit now.
What are some of your takeaways from the Royal Rumble? Like, what are some of the things that you're getting? Are you looking at new talent? Are you looking at who's coming in? Like, are you anticipating surprises at this time? What is your thought process when it's January Royal Rumble time?
And this is from 95 to 98?
Yeah, because we're at a certain age, and I think this is at a certain era of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. You know what, man? Honestly, I was so all in on the winners of these Rumbles that nothing else fucking mattered to me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, as we look at it, I mean, look at the people who won 95 to 90 through 98. Shit. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, and The Rock. That is the 90s for me. Like, oh, okay, bet. You know, it's for me, I'll tell you what, but I will tell you this though. This is what I do believe. I think this is where the Royal Rumble becomes about storytelling and performance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there we go.
Like, even though we do have great story being told by Ric Flair in 92, and I think we get great performance by both Ric Flair and Yokozuna. Here, though, this pocket, like 95 to 98, it's like, okay, first it was, I mean, again, like I said, like, this is why we should just all respect the 95 Royal Rumble as being just in your top 10, because it is the story of Shawn Michaels and what is possibly his greatest wrestling year, period. But it's also a highlighting of the rules of how you win a Royal Rumble, and the story being told in that one is about, hey, yo, Shawn Michaels, yo, yeah, fuck Marty Jannetty. Like, this is what it is now. You know what I'm saying? And I think the second year is like, oh, wait, and just in case you thought it was a fucking fluke, nah, bitch, Shawn Michaels is the future of the WWF. And that's just what the fuck it is. And honestly, I think had his back not have done any, went crazy on him, I think he wins that Mr. McMahon Royal Rumble as well. I honestly do. If not, he wins the one of the ones that Steve Austin won. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I agree with you. I think this is the time where the storyline, especially 1992 to 1995. And even parts of 1996, but I'm gonna change the direction. I think the direction changed officially in 1996.
Okay.
I think 1992 to 1995, especially, it's about the story. For example, Ric Flair. Once you see Ric Flair, just not even Ric Flair in general, it's the title is on the line, and 30 men have an opportunity to win it.
Right.
So that means out of that 7 who was at the press conference, 23 ain't gotten. This is gonna be your first and only title shot.
Right. Basically.
So Jake the Snake, this counts as your title shot. Hey, Yokozuna was who's going to be able to throw out somebody who's 500 pounds?
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
And then 94 was clearly Bret Hart, Lex Luger, who's gonna win it.
Right.
It turned out to be both of their ass.
Right.
And then Shawn Michaels was the punishment of being number 1. Like, people don't know that was more of a punishment.
Yeah.
Oh, you go 1, you ain't got no chance.
Right.
3, whatever, but 1, you definitely don't have no chance.
Right. And plus, and also to add color to that and add more context to that story, 3 was the anomaly. Like everybody else that ever won the Royal Rumble ever was still not, outside of Ric Flair that one time, was basically, nah, if you're in the first 10, you're not going to win this.
Right. Now, with 96, I think it starts to change a bit. Because now you got new people up in there. You still got Shawn Michaels, but now it's a challenge to start 1.
Mm-hmm.
Start 1. Because y'all tried to get me last year. We'll show y'all that it's not a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
Also had Diesel up in that joint too.
Yeah.
Who wrestled the year before at WrestleMania 11.
Yep.
And there was a lot of spots starting to see in these matches. Like normally you would just see people come in, they fight, Donnybrook, throw people out, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Start Shawn Michaels do the super kick in the Royal Rumble. Now you start seeing spots. So I think that was the mix. That was the beginning of the end of the storyline being the whole thing about the Royal Rumble, as opposed to anything else. So now we go to 1996. Like I said, I'm gonna prove a point to y'all. Super kick Diesel out this bitch, boom. But then you got Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mr. McMahon. But now you have storylines within the storylines within the storylines. Throws out whoever throws out Stone Cold getting money.
Yeah.
Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, all through that time. The Rock, you start seeing spots. Like you start seeing spots more and more. So I think that's the time where you started seeing it being more about spots than it would be the storyline. It's almost like what we talked about with the World Championship.
Yeah.
You know, the World Championship became an afterthought. Like, oh, the title, all right, cool, bet. I think now this was now officially at the time where it was like, okay, you win the title shot at WrestleMania, but this nigga don't like this nigga. This nigga don't like that nigga. Them niggas don't like them niggas. Everybody don't like this one person.
Right.
Whole bunch of spots. Now you seeing pedigrees throughout the joint. Now you seeing Stone Cold Stunners and Rock Bottoms and everybody moving out the way and being in corners while the Rock does the people's elbow and all of those things. That's when I believe it started to get about the spots.
Yeah.
And then the storyline took place when the Final Four happened. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. In a lot of ways. I mean, well, I guess one thing that we can credit the Attitude Era for is providing the new blueprint for what the Royal Rumbles would end up being for quite a while. Yeah, and honestly, when you look back at that time, shit, rightfully so. You know, like the story of the Austin McMahon story is honestly so compelling that it should take up 3 Royal Rumbles. You know what I'm saying? Like it really should when you really think about it, because I think it goes by happenstance. Like I don't think that they really planned on all that shit working this well. I mean, especially when you have Bret Hart kind of being the odd man out in this period of time as well. But no, I think, this is where that pocket of time that you're talking about, this is where we do start seeing finishers in Royal Rumbles. This is where we have the spots for eliminations in Royal Rumbles. Like, you know, I never, like, Hogan never bust the leg drop in fucking Royal Rumble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Ultimate Warrior never crisscrossed the ring with the splash in the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Like
throwing niggas out.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
it was more of a bunkhouse brawl.
There you go. Yeah, no, absolutely. But then, all of a sudden we seeing super kicks, we seeing stunners, we seeing rock bottoms, we seeing jackknife power bombs. We see, like, I was like, oh shit, like people getting their shit off in the Royal Rumble. Oh, okay, fuck the powerful clothesline on the rope. Like, like no, let me fuck dude up.
All right, so my last question on the match itself before we get to the matches. What was the first big surprise for you at the Royal Rumble? Like the Royal Rumble is now surprise driven. You know, you anticipate who's going to show up at the Royal Rumble now, even though there were some surprises back in the day, like when Saba Simba came through, they was like, oh, it's a surprise. You know, this is your veteran, or there's Mel Manafort. But now it's, damn, this nigga got signed and he's going to be entering the Royal Rumble his first night. Like, what was the first big major surprise for you at the Royal Rumble?
First big major surprise. Man, you know, I mean, I can't front, man. I'm not gonna act like I really remember too many that I was surprised and happy to see. I'm gonna say it like that. Okay. I'm sure they exist, to be real, but honestly, because it's in the front of my mind, so I'll just say this one: AJ Styles. And I would like to think that I appreciated more surprises than that. But a lot of surprises pissed me off. Like, I was pissed as hell when Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler was in the Royal Rumble that one year. They got it. You know what I'm saying? And they got up from the announce table and got in. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? I was mad when JBL past his prime jumped in the shit. Like, I think it was all the same year too. Like,
it was the JBL happened the next year, because that year did it. It was Jim. It was actually everybody at the announce table. It was Booker T. It was the King first, Michael Cole. The King first, Booker T second, and Michael Cole third.
Yeah, shit pissed me off. I was mad as hell.
Okay.
I never wanted to see Carlos Colon and Tenryu. Like, I never want to see them niggas. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I ain't gonna front. Like, I ain't gonna front. I'm not the surprise entry guy. Like, that should be pissing me off. Like, I didn't even want to see Diesel with his hair dyed when he showed up. I didn't want to see that shit. Yeah, like, I don't want to see that shit either. Like, I was like, okay, he made his return. That's cool. Okay. I'm like, but yo, I watched you pull a hammy after a hot tag. No, don't bring your ass back.
Okay. Yeah. I got two for you.
Okay.
This might change your mind.
Okay.
Three Faces of Foley in 1998.
Oh, no, that shit pissed me the fuck off. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, so 30 people ain't in this one? That's what I said. I was like, oh, so 30 people ain't wrestling. We ain't got two more people back there.
Card subject to change.
Yeah, I was like, yo, come on, man. I was like, yo, this nigga back? I was like, oh, fuck, man. But I will say, look, even though there was a point in time where I did like all of the Faces of Foley, I think by the time we got to Rock and Sock Connection and that Royal Rumble, where I was like, yo, fuck all of this shit.
Yeah, it just wasn't the night for it. You was like, all right, I'm good. All right, I have another one for you.
Okay.
The John Cena return.
Okay. Okay. Two things on that one, right?
It was 2008, I think it was. Yep.
Yeah. So two things on that one. It was cool to see the pop from John Cena, see him come back. Okay. But once he showed up, I was like, oh, he winning it.
Okay. Because he showed up at 30.
Yeah, he was number 30. I was like, oh, nobody's gonna beat the returning fastly healing John Cena tonight. Like, which, hey, in real time, I'm sure I went up a little bit because I'm like, I like John Cena. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool to see him back, but I was like, well, shit, he won. How's he gonna do it? Like, oh, hey, an attitude adjustment out the ring. Oh, didn't see that coming.
We can start watching now. He's here now. Triple H is surprised. You know, Triple H knows now he's not winning.
Right. So yeah. So like, I won't lie. I'm just not the Royal Rumble surprise guy. Like, a lot of that shit pissed me off. Like a lot of, or it makes the Rumble overly predictable for me.
So okay. So to your point, I'm not the biggest in the surprise department as well.
Okay.
For two reasons.
Okay.
It's the actual surprises, not the surprise itself.
Okay.
Like Hornswoggle being a surprise pisses me off.
Man, because you know he ain't gonna win.
No, he ain't gonna win it. AJ Styles being a surprise, it's like, oh, they're gonna let this motherfucker win. Like, if Switchblade Jay White comes out, it's like, damn, what they trying to do here?
Right.
Nobody on NXT is a surprise to me.
Right.
Nobody. Walter is not a surprise to me.
Right.
Right. And we just gonna fly you out so you can do this and you go back to England. Those are not surprises to me. The surprises is motherfuckers who ain't been around.
Yeah.
They active and they wrestling somebody somewhere else. They just got signed back.
Right.
An old nigga that's past his prime, but getting in the Rumble is not a surprise to me. That's not even. Right. I always say here we got to chill with nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia ain't always great. So even tonight, where it's like a situation with Keith Lee, like, damn, can this motherfucker come back? Can he wrestle tonight? Can he get in the Royal Rumble tonight? I don't want to see this motherfucker get replaced by Road Dogg Jesse James.
Right. Or don't bring Devon Dudley out there either because he's
right. Don't bring Devon Dudley up in there. That no. I need a AJ Styles level surprise. Or like the John Cena thing was, I like John Cena. I ain't the biggest John Cena fan, mainly because he ain't for me.
Right.
Well, let me rephrase that. I like rapping John Cena.
Absolutely.
I like rapping stereotypically racist John Cena.
Yeah.
I like
absolutely.
I like my John Cena telling Eddie Guerrero to mow my lawn.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, the first wrestling black champion before we got Kofi Kingston.
Right. The Bill Clinton of wrestling champions.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. But when he came back after the injury that he had, I was like, this motherfucker, Superman.
Yeah.
So I know he gonna win, but shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, Superman. How the fuck did he come back from that shit? They did the video when they opened up his shit and all that.
Yeah.
How the fuck he come back from that? It took Triple H a whole year to come back from a quad. What the fuck is going on here? So that's why I fuck with that surprise.
No, I'm with you.
However, I 100% agree with you. Because, like, even if you go to the Goliath got a list of the best Royal Rumble surprise entrants.
Okay.
I'm go through this top 10. 2005 Diamond Dallas Page.
Come on, man.
No.
You can't be serious with that.
Can't even move his goddamn neck. 2001 Haku. No.
Come on, man. His hair looked luxurious, but come on, man.
Yeah. Now, my number 2 is their number 8, the Faces of Foley.
Yeah. Y'all both got that shit way too high for me. But but I understand the entertainment value, though. I totally. Forever to me, that's the 28-man Royal Rumble. That's what that is to me.
I feel you. 2000 for number 7. Here's another one. I was like, Bubba Ray Dudley in 2015.
Bro. You know what's really the biggest surprise? You know what? No, you know what my number 1 surprise is for any Royal Rumble?
What's that?
Vince McMahon entering and injuring himself.
Right, and just to tell everybody they fucked up, do the shit over.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I was like, oh shit, what a surprise! Like that wasn't part of the story. He was like, oh damn it.
Oh wow. All right, so number 6 is Rob Van Dam in 2009.
I'm actually not mad at that one.
Okay.
I'm actually not mad at that. I'm not mad at that one because I like RVD.
Okay. 2011, you already shitted on it. Booker T and Diesel.
Yeah.
Number 4. Now, I told you I like the Three Faces of Fear. But I watched 2004 the other day, and I was like, what the fuck is this? When Mick Foley came back.
Man, yeah, hey, again, too much.
There you go. Too much. Okay, here's another one that's kind of like, all right, I see. I can put it at my number 3. Chris Jericho in 2013.
I'm trying to think about that one.
That's the when he
and then the same year he put Fandango over.
Yeah. But that's he had to. I think that's not the light year, but that's when he had went on tour with Fozzy or some shit, and he had came back.
I'm not. I want to say that I'm not mad at that because the Jericho we end up getting that year is pretty fucking it's top 5. Right. I want to say on the character level.
Right. Here's another one that. I didn't think he was going to win it. He looked like shit to me at the time. But I was happy to see him win it.
Okay.
2010, Edge.
Yeah.
He was flabby. Okay. He was flabby when he got in that bitch. He looked tired of the motherfucker. Yeah. He got everybody the fuck out of there after Achilles tendon injury.
Right. It's like, you really did sit down and let it heal.
That's all. Now, of course, my number 1 and my true number 1 and true number 2 is Edge last year and AJ Styles the year before that.
Okay.
Edge showing up last year. I know it was rumored. I remember telling you on the show when he gave I forgot who was that, the spear. Like, oh shit. Yeah. Giving nigga spears. At first it was don't touch Edge. Now he giving nigga spears.
Right.
But I never thought that it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So when the music came on last year, I was just like those people in the audience. Like,
yeah. No, word.
And didn't expect it to even go where it went with the major angle. And with AJ Styles, the rumors was all out there. The internet was saying the shit. The rumors was all out there, but it was still shocking to see a TNA legend, basically a homegrown TNA talent, into the Royal Rumble. And if you look at the WWE Network joint that came on about AJ Styles and his debut at the Royal Rumble, he was like, yo, do these people still know who I am? And that's shocking to me because not because, oh, nigga, you AJ Styles. He made me seem like he felt like he was old.
I mean, when you think about how fast wrestling moves, and he about to come out to some hard ass, new ass music. Like I was like, oh, because I remember it happening. I was like, when the first chorus hit, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? I was like, yo, who the fuck is this?
Like, yo, that shit hard.
Right.
I am. Then the phenomenal pop. They're like, oh shit.
Right. I was like, oh shit, that's motherfucking.
They gave him this.
Right. Right.
Like, yo, they gave him this music.
Right.
Oh, okay. He winning the title. Like that's what I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know about nobody else talk. But when that first key hit, when AJ Styles new music, the organ hit, like, what the fuck is this with this hard ass music?
Right. Right.
The DMX music, they gave him the
right.
Ain't No Sunshine. Oh, we lit. He went soon, my nigga. Fuck you talking
about?
Right. On this one, he giving Alan Jones the push. Okay,
man, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So I'm right there with you. I was like, he gotta be like Like, if he don't win the Rumble, he about to have a hell of a year with some music coming on like that. Like, once he got eliminated, I was like, oh. I was like, he'll be at WrestleMania though.
It tells you but lie how we think about theme music. All right, let's transition to these matches.
Right.
Now, for a while at the Royal Rumble, it wasn't traditionally known for their matches. Like, for example, in the first Royal Rumble, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat went against Rick Rude. The Jumping Bomb Angels defeated the Glamour Girls. And the main event, like, as you see, there's no Hulk Hogan on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Hulk Hogan was like, fuck this show. It's on USA, I'm not doing this shit.
Right.
Fuck it. I'm not about to go film I'm about to go film a movie, man. Where's the Ultimate Warrior? But the main event was the Islanders versus the Young Stallions in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Man, talk about stretching time.
Right. And then you go to 1989. And even 1989 was the Jim Duggan and the Hart Foundation versus Dino Bravo and the Rougeau brothers. That's a WWE Magazine special. You got a women's match again, Rockin' Robin versus Judy Martin for the WWE Championship. And then the match for the crown, the King of the Ring crown, Haku versus Harley Race.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Harley Race.
Yeah, I still got to watch some of these old shits to figure out how did Harley Race turn face.
Word.
Like, look, I don't remember this motherfucker going face. Like, damn, when did Bobby Heenan leave this nigga? Gotta look at primetime wrestling to find out. And even the last one, the one before shit started to kick off. Next year you had the Bushwhackers versus the Rougeau brothers. The Brutus the Bar Beefcake versus the Genius. Like the fuck? Ronnie Garvin versus Greg the Hammer Valentine in a submission match where both of them, I don't know if you remember, both of them had like the catcher's shin.
Yo, I hated that match.
I did too.
That is like literally, if I had to pick my worst match of all time, it would be that one. Like, I already didn't like Rugged Ronnie Garvin, and I thought he got one of the dopest names. You ain't like that little red towel. Yeah, but I was like, yo, this shit is trash. Like, I left. We played outside for a minute, and then we came back.
And that match is 17 minutes long. And then you got Jim Duggan versus Big Boss Man. Now we could keep going a little bit. 1992 was a tad different. It was a tad different because that match you had the New Foundation going up against the Orient Express, but you had the Roddy Piper versus the Mountie for the Intercontinental Championship.
There you go, shot proof. Yep.
Because the Mountie had won the belt a couple of days ago. Okay. The Beverly Brothers versus the Bushwhackers, like, whatever. But then you got the National Disasters versus the Legion of Doom. So you like, shit.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
You kicking it up. So now I want to go to where I believe this is when they hit their stride with the matches.
Okay.
The Steiner Brothers versus the Beverly Brothers.
Okay.
1993. Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow versus Big Boss Man. And there's a title match.
Yes.
Title match, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Who thunk it? Defend this bitch. Not in the Royal Rumble itself, but let's put a title match. Bret Hart versus Razor Ramon, where Razor Ramon lost. And now I'm going to tell you this. I thought Razor Ramon was winning that match.
It would make sense though. Like if you really go back to the time, again, we just speaking back to what I was saying earlier, like the new guys that come in super early and super hot getting the chance. Like even Razor Ramon's promo, he was like, it took you 8.5 years to get the belt. It's taking me 8.5 months to get a title shot. And I was like, oh shit.
Scott Hall was talking, hey, if we could have Scott Hall on First Black Champ, I'm talking to him about 1993. Who the fuck put the battery in his back?
Right. Right.
Man, like you was like, fuck this Diamond Stud shit, fam. I'm
right. Right.
And she was shitting on Bret Hart and the family.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he winning this shit. And that was at a time where, you know, I'm 11, so I don't know nothing about heels and faces.
Yeah. It don't really matter to you like that. You just like what you see.
Right. But yeah, I thought he was it. But I'm going to go, and that was the first match that I was like, oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But here's the match that I think changed. Here's the pay-per-view that changed everything to me about the Royal Rumble as a pay-per-view.
Okay.
As a pay-per-view. So it's 1994. Tatanka goes against Bam Bam Bigelow. Niggas love Tatanka.
Yep. Undefeated for still the longest undefeated streak of the 90s in it.
I think so. The Quebecers versus Bret Hart and Owen Hart. For me, I love that because Owen Hart basically told Bret Hart, fuck you at this time. So
absolutely.
Grace Ramon defended the Intercontinental Championship against Erwin R. Seister, but the match that changed everything about even how I look and feel about wrestling happened.
Okay. Because
Yokozuna goes up against The Undertaker in a casket match. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might go, hey, how did this change? I've said it here on this show before, I'm going to say it again. The Undertaker died on this show. He died. They beat his ass. They put all of the heels, whooped his ass.
Right.
None of the faces came out and saved him.
Nope. Cleared the locker room.
Right. No face left the locker room and went, hey, man, y'all stop fucking with the Undertaker. None. They stayed their ass in the locker room. They put him in the casket. When they put him in the casket, they roll that bitch out. And Paul Bearer is sad. And then some lightning happened. Then some shit started floating. Then the Undertaker pops up on the screen. I will never rest in peace. And then he floated. Then the shit floated.
Yeah. He digitized and turned it to 8 stars.
Yes.
And it was on top of the Tron.
So I'm going to ask you, you're a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to school the next day and niggas say, man, Joe, did you see the Undertaker died? He ain't coming back though.
Hey, listen. That is, literally a nutshell. There's really nothing else to explain, right? Because we were like, yo, because matter of fact, I think that was one of the first Royal Rumbles where I had people over. So we all in my room watching it with the pizza and the drinks and all that. And we was like, oh, nigga, shit. The motherfucking Undertaker, he a spirit now. He a spirit. I was like, what the fuck is going to happen? I literally, because we understand death by this point.
Right.
And I was like, okay, he put him in the casket after everybody in the arena with tights on beat his ass. He cut the promo. He ascends, his soul ascends from the casket. And we watch it from the inside on the Tron. He digitized and turned to a bunch of stars, and he'd show up as a spirit. And I'm like, so is he gonna be on Raw? I was like, or did the Undertaker really die? I was so confused, but I will say that both of the cards that you mentioned are when I was like, oh, the Royal Rumble is now my second pay-per-view ever, my second favorite ever.
At that time, it surpassed the Survivor Series.
See, I was still on the fence, But then when the Survivor Series started doing singles matches, I was like, all right, fuck them,
right,
bro.
that's when they started doing single matches. I was like, all right. Because like Undertaker versus the Undertaker, like I watched.
Yeah, it's like, all right, man, we good.
I read it, but I'm gonna watch Clash of Championships tonight.
Right.
But yeah, that was the moment where I was like, man, maybe my daddy right. This shit fake. Hey, this nigga died and not gonna come back. Fuck is we talking about here?
Right. Right.
This don't make no sense. Hey, what? And then at SummerSlam he comes back and shit, and you know, like we see what happens at Survivor Series. It's like
right.
Like he's back. I mean, not Survivor Series, excuse me, SummerSlam. It's like
yeah,
he's back and they're wrestling. No, we're wrestling against each other. All right, cool, whatever. But yeah, man, they would keep it going. Like they keep it going and stuff, man. You have like some famous joints for me. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Roddy and Jeff Jarrett cost Razor Ramon the belt. I forget about the Undertaker versus Erwin R. Shyster, but then I remember that's like Death and Taxes.
Yeah, yep.
Death and Taxes. I don't remember fully Diesel versus Bret Hart in a draw. I have to watch that match itself again. But I do remember the tag team title tournament because I was shocked as fuck that the 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly had beat Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka, but that's also the start of Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite Royal Rumble match, like Royal Rumble singles match, just regular match. Okay. Well, at least one of them has to be one that was up to date. And a couple of years ago, where John Cena, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar for the title.
Okay.
That was when everything changed, and I was like, okay, well maybe they're not gonna make the Royal Rumble just a bullshit joint where niggas don't drop titles and like happen. Because I also thought I'd never see them three in a triple threat match either.
Right. True.
But that's when I thought things would change. Because when you look at it, like even before that, maybe the first time I'm really invested in a match is when The Rock faced Mankind for the title in the I Quit match.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the first time I'm like, oh, okay.
And that was I had a match in place, but that's my match.
Right. and I think after that they went on a run a bit. Because even Royal Rumble 2000 as a pay-per-view, Royal Rumble 2000 might be my favorite.
Okay.
As a pay-per-view. Here's why. That's the debut of Taz with the submission, with the choke out of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
That's the tables match between the Hardys and the Dudley Boys. That's Chris Jericho, Chyna, and Hardcore Holly when they was the co-champs, Chyna and Chris Jericho.
That's right.
Now the Acolytes and Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg, I don't really care about that. That match was short. It was like 3 minutes long. But you got the street fight between Cactus Jack and Triple H. And I will say this, even to Triple H, that's the match to me that made Triple H.
Okay.
I think that's the match that really made me go, at least for me, oh man, this Triple H nigga nice.
Hey.
All right, cool.
Yo, 2000 is a great year for wrestling.
Yes.
Like it really is because WrestleMania 2000 is honestly, it's in my top 5 of wrestling. Like it definitely moved a couple of rounds. I was like, oh shit, this is a good ass WrestleMania. And I don't really think a lot of WrestleManias are good for 2 solid hours.
Yeah.
That one is though. Like that one is good for 2 solid fucking hours.
I might have to watch that one again. I might have to watch that today after the Yokozuna shit today. And it's interesting that they will put the Yokozuna icon story today because, you know, his Royal Rumble match with The Undertaker and his Royal Rumble win itself. But I think lately now with some misses, hit or misses there. But it's also along with the star power too. Like the Royal Rumble has not only become I think the Royal Rumble could be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not talking about the Royal Rumble match itself, talking about the Royal Rumble matches. Because I still think they have a tendency of putting matches that you just is predictable. Mm-hmm. Like even when we went to 2004, Brock Lesnar went up against Hardcore Holly. Mm-hmm. Like you knew goddamn well who was gonna win that shit.
Right, yeah. I mean, the super heavyweight talk is cool and all that, but I mean, now we're at the point. It's like, yo,
come on. When the nigga on Clubhouse was like, man, I wish Hardcore Holly would have beat Brock Lesnar.
Right. Like, fam, when did you start watching?
Right.
You'll get the fuck out of here.
But you had Triple H, but you still had Triple H versus Randy Orton. You still had JBL versus the Big Show and Kurt Angle. You had Edge versus Shawn Michaels. I mean, you had Undertaker versus Heidenreich, but they had big plans for Heidenreich. They had big hopes. So I get it, but you know that shit was tough. And even when you have like the first title match that I was like, yo, is this title gonna change hands or what? Is when Edge went against John Cena. That's the first time I went into a championship match at the Royal Rumble where I was like,
yeah,
who gonna win this bitch?
And you know what? And to your point, the Edge Cena feud was kind of one of the most unpredictable ones too.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you literally got, I mean, shit, future building. You literally got two guys where it's like, man, it looked like the battery on both of their backs. So how was this gonna go?
Yeah. And even last year, even these last couple of years, last year, The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan, we knew Daniel Bryan was going to lose that match. We just didn't see anybody as competitive against The Fiend the way that he was. Like, in fact, you know, Seth Rollins was acting like a bitch.
Right.
You know, before that, in 2019, that was Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. We knew Finn Balor was going to lose, but we was like, shit, he kind of keeping up with Brock. All right, he liked the short guys. Okay, bet.
I didn't even watch that match because I was like, yo, man, come on, man. Like,
like we knew, and it was like I don't think that match was no longer than 10 minutes.
Right.
But it was the same formula as any Brock Lesnar match versus small guy. He misses a turnbuckle joint, his shoulder. They're like, oh shit. But this one is loaded because you had Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor, you had Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, you had Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks, which is one of the reasons why. You had when the Miz and Shane McMahon beat Cesaro and Sheamus. When Asuka beat Becky Lynch, but then Becky Lynch ended up winning the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And she's like, hey, I'm on Ronda Rousey's ass. Like even that one is loaded. So they are loaded. But my only gripe with the Royal Rumble is the predictability of the outcome of the matches. That is what, like even John Cena. I think John Cena may be the person that won the most titles at the Royal Rumble. Because he won 2 titles.
Okay.
At the least. He beat Edge and he beat AJ Styles.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So that's my gripe about the Royal Rumble. But I do think right now I would say it is my second favorite Royal Rumble. And I do anticipate the surprises. I just hope the surprises just don't be like niggas like Hornswoggle.
Right.
Like, you know what? I'm going to throw out one name here that I hope shocks us tonight.
Okay.
I hope Jason Jordan comes back tonight.
Okay.
Rumors are true. He's not going to win, but I hope rumors are true that Chad Gable spoke about, that he's working on a return, and I hope that Jason Jordan pops up tonight.
Wow. Okay. Hey man, just let us know he good. I would love that.
That's it. Would you like to see? I mean, we know how you feel about the surprises, but would you like to see any surprises for the Royal Rumble?
Man,
or who would you like to see show up? If you could pick any wrestler now that's not in the WWE, or this might have been hurt for a while, come back, or debut in the Royal Rumble, who would it be?
Man, shit, D'Lo Brown. Maybe, I don't know. Like, hey, for real, like, that's only because he's black, and I want to hear his music, and I want to see him do a sky down high and a low down. Like, that's like, to be real, at this point for me, so a surprise would have to come in like smack dab in the middle, so like I'd be like 15-17, and win the bitch for me to be like, oh shit, what a fucking surprise! Because I mean, this is just part of my conditioning of being a lifelong wrestling fan.
Okay.
I just know that the surprises have an endpoint. You know, the biggest surprise as we really sat here and thought about it, and during the show, as I sat here and thought about it, you know what the biggest surprise at Royal Rumble was for me?
What's that?
That year that Daniel Bryan got eliminated, and the whole crowd was like, "Fuck the Royal Rumble."
That's why I was going.
Like, yo, that's number one. Because I was like, shit. I was like, damn, they made the wrong move here. Like, and this crowd don't give a fuck about what's happening no more.
So that's why I wanted to end this set. While flowingly about the Royal Rumble and saying some of its faults, tonight's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Ain't no fans in the place.
There you go.
So I end off our Royal Rumble talk to end the show with this. You have your pick. I have my caveats if those things don't happen. Do you think at the end of the day, having no fans in the place is going to influence Vince McMahon's decision?
Yeah, I do. I honestly do. But I also, and because of that, if I see some screens go black tonight, I'm recording myself laughing hard as fuck the entire night. If I see some screens go black tonight in the Thunderdome,
what, fam?
It's like, fuck this shit.
Okay, so my is, who do you? All right, we have our picks. Who can't win the Royal Rumble tonight?
Who can't win the Royal Rumble tonight?
Hold on, let me see if they have the list of who's in the Royal Rumble.
Okay, I was gonna say because that would definitely help me out. Because
here we go. Here's the list of names confirmed. All right, this might be one of the shorts too. Who can't win the Royal Rumble tonight? So they have 21 confirmed.
Okay.
Oh man. And our man is not confirmed in the joint. Fuck. Keith Lee not confirmed. Keith Lee not confirmed. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Damn. All right. Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles. Matter of fact, I'll just give you the name and you tell me if they can win the Royal Rumble tonight and people are happy.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley.
No.
Racist people. AJ Styles.
Yes. And that's my pick, so yes.
Randy Orton.
This year, maybe no. Maybe no this year. I'm on the fence with Randy Orton.
He can't win it this year, G.
Yeah, it's because it's like, oh, so We do all this shit with Clash of Champions and Drew Mac because it keeps basically an obvious unpopular storyline going.
Right.
Especially if Drew McIntyre retains and walks out.
Right. Otis.
Nah. because you want to further piss off the new wrestling fans? Give Otis Money in the Bank, take it away, and then give him the Royal Rumble. So no.
All right, man. The Miz.
No, I'll go yes. I'll go yes.
Hell.
Because I'll say yes because The Miz is the PR dream right now.
Hell no.
No, you.
Hell no.
Matter of fact, check this out. Check this out. Guarantee not gonna happen. What if The Miz won the Royal Rumble and then gave Money in the Bank to Jim Morrison?
All right,
John Morrison.
Next name, Jey Uso.
No, because they'll scream Samoan nepotism.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
But he has to turn face.
And then go at Roman for the title at WrestleMania?
He has to basically renounce his cousin and say, this was the plan all along. We got you. Boom, boom, boom. All right, this name right here is common sense. That's why he's in my top 4. Cesaro.
I mean, yeah, he could. Because it's too many random ass motherfuckers that want to see it.
Yeah. Cesaro win. The internet is going wild and they're busting nuts. Jeff Hardy.
No. Well, I'm speaking for me.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I speak for everybody too.
Yeah, for me, no, but for them, yes.
Ain't no more overcoming. Coming with this nigga. Sami Zayn.
Yes, actually. Yes. Because again, Sami Zayn, before the tribal chief got in his spot, the best thing happening on SmackDown was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn actually ain't a bad pick for the night.
He's not.
He's not a bad pick tonight at all.
He's not.
And he's shooting a documentary.
He's not.
Like, yo.
Let's go.
Listen. The first black champ asterisk pick for tonight is Sami Zayn.
I'm with it. He's another caveat.
That's the podcast pick. That's the first black champ podcast pick. Sami Zayn.
And what about Dolph Ziggler?
No.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
You know what? Because he won before, yes.
Big E. He's my pick, so of course.
Yes. I'll still go yes.
John Morrison.
No.
Now, again, before we hit the 15 to 21, we're talking about, yes, people will be happy if they want. Nah, niggas will be upset if they want. We go to John Morrison. I said John Morrison already. Excuse me. Sheamus.
Yeah, still no. I'm sorry.
Sheamus.
You know what? No, not this year.
Yeah, no, he already won. Yeah. And when he won it, I don't think it was a lot of fanfare. It was just like, Ali.
Yes, but because it brings validity to that trash ass stable.
King Corbin.
No, but that would be another great pick for tonight. Yo, sometimes pissing off the fans is what you want.
Especially in this case. Ain't no fans in the building. Rey Mysterio.
No. Well, I'm sorry, I'm speaking. For me, hell no. but I could see potentially people being like, yeah, that's cool. I know what I want for that though.
I don't even think Mexicans would be happy if this nigga won. Dominic Mysterio.
Yes, if he throws his father out. That's what I wanted to get to. That's what I was waiting for. Hey, look, Dominic Mysterio can win if he throw his daddy out tonight.
I think he's throwing his daddy out tonight, regardless.
Yeah. Hey, because Dominic got to get on the roll here, man.
I think he's throwing his daddy out regardless. And the last entrant, the man who came through last night and whooped everybody's ass, Braun Strowman.
I'm still going to say no. Because I think the window on Braun Strowman being the guy and that the people want is closed.
All right. And I agree. Nah, I think if he wins, people are going to be pissed. All right. Those are the 21 people who who are confirmed for tonight's Royal Rumble. The other 9 will be surprises, apparently. Now, my question to you is, out of those 9, those 9 that have not been announced and the 21 that has, are you taking one of the? I mean, if you had to choose, you've picked AJ Styles, but barring AJ Styles and knowing what we know about this shit, remove AJ Styles.
Okay,
taking the people you know, one of the 20 you know, or the 9 that you don't know winning the Royal Rumble.
I would still pick in that 21.
Okay.
Because the 9, I'm expecting those just to be the surprises or hey, he COVID clear or some legend that ain't gonna win no fucking way.
So you're expecting that to either be Shane McMahon, Brock Lesnar, Shane McMahon, Brock Lesnar, or
like Kyle O'Reilly, Walter.
Right, NXT people, because there's no NXT people up in here. So like Adam Cole, Walter, Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor's not in this bitch.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
we might get like 1 or 2 surprises.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I forget who has it. I'm trying to think of some Hall of Famers who was on stage. You know, but yeah, one of them might show up. Like Jeff Jarrett might be in the motherfucker tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Like Jeff Jarrett. But yeah, Adam Cole, fucking Walter, Kyle O'Reilly, Karrion Kross,
which would be a good addition to this Royal Rumble.
Who's the 5th one? Damian Priest. We talked about Vampiro.
Yeah, there you go.
We talked about Mexican Vampiro. So those are my 5 NXT people. And those are my 5 NXT UK people. Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, 6. Karrion Kross, Damian Priest, Walter.
Okay.
Which leads to 3 surprises, which I predict one to be Switchblade Jay White.
Okay.
That's all I got. Let's go to the women real quick. Because we get to that point where people are pissed about women's winners too. They have 13 that's announced, so that means we're gonna have 17 surprises. So that's not even just NXT. It's just probably like some old battle axes that might come through.
Right.
Would the people be mad or happy if Nia Jax wins?
Mad.
Charlotte Flair.
Mad.
Yeah. Bianca Belair.
Happy.
Bailey.
Mad, but hey, oh well.
Mandy Rose.
Mad.
Yeah, I think the bloom is off that flower. Dana Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, super mad.
What she win this shit for?
Right. Why even watch fucking wrestling if they're gonna do this?
What? Peyton Royce.
You know what? Happy. I'll go happy on Peyton Royce.
Alexa Bliss.
Happy.
I'm picking Ecstatic. Okay, I see it with the side boob on the picture too. I just pulled up and like she got the side boob picture out. Okay, I feel you. Shayna Baszler.
You know what? Another one of those mad, but it makes sense.
Liv Morgan.
Happy.
Ruby Riott.
I don't know. I'll say mad. I'll just say mad just because. She definitely would win.
I definitely believe that they like Liv more than they like Ruby.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, get the fuck Ruby. I mean, and I like Ruby, but I think people are like, yo, we like Liv.
Yeah, like she literally was like the best woman wrestler like 2018 or something like that. One of them years.
Right. Tamina.
Oh man.
You know what? I think people would be happy
until she joined the table. Until the table come out.
Oh, and the last one announced, Natalia.
You know what? Happy because she's the OG. She's the OG. Yeah. Hey, if the table ran the table tonight, though, I can't front. I wouldn't be mad.
Okay.
Like if fucking Roman Reigns win, Jey Uso win, and Tamia win, and the bonus is we get Jey Uso and Naomi back, and that's how they win. I'm actually for that. I'm actually for the tribal chief takeover tonight.
And we do got Naomi, who's not on that list. Hopefully she's healthy and ready to return. We got some NXT women. I believe that Rhea Ripley is going to be there. You got people like Dakota Kai, Ember Moon, Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, who I think is going to be up in there as well. Who else? Toni Storm is another one that I hope for aesthetic reasons that she's there. Mercedes Martinez, Mia Yim's not going to be there. But you got a lot of women that's in NXT. And then you got like some of the women at NXT UK that might be able to pop up too. So we'll see. Well, that's all we got, man. We gave y'all like our history of the Royal Rumble, what we think about it and everything. We gave y'all a lot of stuff today. We gave y'all our predictions. And what's about to happen right now is I'm about to watch Yokozuna Icons. See if I learned something about Rodney and Noai. I think I said his last name right. Learned something about him. We did our real nigga oral history about Yokozuna that you can listen to in the archives. I'm like now thinking about it, I'm very upset about how his run went as the title holder. I talked about it on there, but even more like he was a big ass, he was big and everything, but he lost his major matches.
Yeah.
What the fuck, fam?
Yeah.
You know, the Lex Luger shit at SummerSlam, like all that shit. Like I don't know. Go see if we can learn something. But final thoughts before we head off in the sunset.
Man, you know what? Final thought is, you know what? With all the flack, I think we can give specifically WWE pay-per-views. I think we're in the makings of a really good show tonight. I'll say that only because it has to be one with the amount of superstars that will be used on this one night. Like I think technically that there will be more superstars used tonight than there will be at WrestleMania. Okay. So with that being said, I am expecting a new caliber of show. Royal Rumbles predominantly are not bad, even when they are super predictable. I expect this to be no different. And hey, man, I'm just looking forward to watching that joint.
I truly believe that the reset happens tonight.
Okay.
I think that the WWE found themselves in a flux because of COVID. They still do. You know, when you see stuff like Mia Yim and Keith Lee is not even on the list of being in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So they still see themselves in the flux. That being said, the reset happens. The reset starts tonight. I think this gives them an opportunity to put somebody in a new position like a Big E or Keith Lee, and saving that for a Rumble. And as long as everything goes as well as we think it should with this pandemic and stuff, and getting rid of this flu and and all of that stuff, I think that's when you go big next year.
Okay.
WrestleMania 38 is where you go big, and that's where you see Roman Reigns versus The Rock. So that's all I got.
You know what would be a surprise?
What's that?
If Enzo Amore showed up tonight. That's a surprise I'd get up for. I just thought, as you said, WrestleMania 38, it made me think about my WrestleMania 40 prediction that will never happen now. But if Enzo showed up tonight at the Royal Rumble, I'd be like, oh shit. Okay, you got me this year.
What about Big Cass? Like, is Big Cass selling real estate, or is he still wrestling? What's going on?
You know what? I really don't know, but I do like he will forever be like on my I'm good fam list for fucking up my WrestleMania 40 prediction. You know what I'm saying? And for people that are the first time listeners or the recent listeners, my original prediction when this show is one of my guarantees, one of the first ones I used for this show, was that Big Cass versus Baron Corbin for a major title in the WWE would take place at WrestleMania 40. I said I didn't know if it was going to be the Universal title or if it was going to be the WWE Championship, but because of Vince McMahon's affinity for big white males and both of them being 6'8" or more, and them being able to get it together, and the fix and the push was in for both at the time I was saying this. But unfortunately, Big Cass felt that he needed to start drinking, needed to start beating up on Carmella. Well, I'll say threatening her life. I don't know what he actually did.
Yeah. So
allegedly. But he totally fucked up my WrestleMania 40 card. But hey, there's always a shot at redemption, right? We'll see.
Let's see. All right, man. End us out.
All right, man. Hey, listen, as always, we thank and appreciate you guys for tuning in to the First Black Champ podcast. We obviously would love to do the show no matter what, but we appreciate all of your support and doing it. Buy some motherfucking merch. You know what I'm saying? Because it is the hottest show in the streets. We're moving units like Shania Twain.
You fam, no homo.
Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these are great pieces that you can add to your everyday wear. And man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure that I look presentable for the podcast.
I will say the one thing that was good about me going to urgent care, I found out that I lost 12 fucking pounds.
Oh, well, shit. There it is. You know what I'm saying? The season begins. Look, we in fighting shape out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, the fourth quarter wake-up call has us in our greatest shapes ever. And we will continue that. And as we continue that, we want you to know if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you can do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp, bang. We are out.